we will be doing, like we do every Wednesday before the Grand Prix weekend starts, a time trial event. And this week, it's Spain, Catalonia in Barcelona. And yes, we will be doing a time trial, basically, and we'll be taking two this week modern F1 cars, comparing them to two classic F1 cars. And the cars that we've already used for this, basically, we've used the McLaren 1998, the McLaren 1991, the Williams of 1992. They were the three classic cars we've used so far in this time trial. And today we're going to be using the 1995 Ferrari and Fernando Alonso's famous World Championship winning car, the 2006 Renault RS26. And we're going to be putting them two cars up against, once again, McLaren's, Honda's Formula 1 team, 2017 title challenger, which Alonso drove in 2017, a Spanish Formula 1 driver. And we're going to be putting up against Renault Formula 1 team's challenger, the 2017 version. And yeah, we're going to be seeing the difference between the four cars. And yeah, this car was driven by Carlos Sainz, a young Spaniard who's entered Formula 1 and who drives currently for Renault Sport Formula 1. So yeah, so that's the theme this weekend. Spanish sort of theme, because, you know, this car was piloted or driven by Carlos Sainz, who is a Spanish driver. This car was driven by Fernando Alonso, who is the most famous Spanish driver of all time and successful Spanish driver of all time. And we're going to be putting it up against the Ferrari of 1995 and then the car that was driven to his second world championship. This car took him to in 2006. Yeah, this car here, the Renault RS26. So yeah, let's see what obviously they can do. First though, we'll be starting off with the 1995 Ferrari, seeing what it can do. And this is the circuit, Spain circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia, and yeah, it is one of my most favourite circuits on the F1 calendar. In terms of the amount of overtaking that happens around this circuit, well, not much, but in terms of, you know, the circuit layout, I love it, honestly. It's one of probably the best circuit layouts. However, it is a bit of a boring circuit layout. Not too much going on, you could say, I would say. But it is a very, very nice circuit. I do like it. I would love always to go see this Grand Prix in real life. It's one of the Grand Prix I hope to go and see in real life one day. But yeah, you know, who knows what will happen. But yeah, as you can see, the Ferrari then, first Ferrari in this sort of like series, mini-series you can say. And yeah, this will be the first time I will actually be driving this Ferrari. Not in the game, but on this, like, in terms of this series. And yeah, we're just going to pause it then for a minute, just to show you the car basically, in terms of what it looks like. Let's enter our option mode, and as you can see, so much bigger than the 1992 Williams. Bit longer in terms of the way the nose is shaped, similar way it's shaped, I would say, and a lot more detail, a little bit more aerodynamics, I would say. Bigger, larger front wing, bigger, maybe not bigger tyres, I'm not too sure, maybe a bit taller, I would have thought. And yeah, just a bit more going on. And in terms of the engine power, trust me, we've got a lot more of that going on. So right, shall we get into it then, shall we? Let's, you know, get into it. So this is currently the computer driving at the moment. Just, you know, when it goes to that one, and now we are piloting the car, and as you already see, we've already made an invalid lap. So Right, that was not even attempt 1. So, right, the rules are to this series, 3 attempts on each car, and if I feel we go over that sort of thing, then there'll be a valid reason, but yeah, otherwise it's 3 attempts per car, and let's see what they can do. So don't look at my personal best, because that's obviously a personal best time, and in a car like this, I really do not be expecting to get anywhere close to that personal best lap time. However, I would expect maybe a still pretty solid lap time overall. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Maybe a 1:32 would be a good lap time actually in a car like this. I will have thought, but let's see. So already 5 seconds down, so that puts us already into the 1:25. And we're just about over halfway now across this circuit layout. So let's see what we can do. 3rd gear, so much slower in this car compared to a normal modern Formula 1 car. But yeah, you would, you know, still 8 seconds down now. So we're really now in the 1:29s, I believe, or 1:30s maybe. So if we want to do a 1:32, we've got to pick up the pace just a little bit, I would have thought. Right. So here we go. What are we going to do as we cross the line? It's a 1:32.2. So not a bad lap then there, actually, from a car, really. I did say, really, yeah, I am actually pretty happy with that. Maybe we could have got down into the 1:31s. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Pretty competitive time in a car like this. Because you got to remember, this car, okay, is the car... Well, it's a car that's not really designed as good as the modern Formula 1 cars. But yeah, a 1:32.2. So give me a sec, and I will just log that down then here on my like notepad thing. And there we go. So right, a 1:32.2, not bad. So there we go. And next up is the Renault of 2006. So these are just like the benchmark times for the McLaren and the other Renault to beat. So, you know, yeah, we'll wait and see what, you know, everything will do. And then, you know, let's see. So someone called. So this is the Renault of 2006, and in a minute I'll just show you what this will, well, what this car honestly looks like. And as you can see, this was the car that took Fernando Alonso, that is, to his 2nd Formula 1 World Championship. And yeah, you can already tell that this thing was designed recently, or more recently than what we just drove. That thing that we just drove, the Ferrari of 1995, is like an antique compared to this. Honestly, that's like a amateur car, really. In terms of really the pace of this car, I'm not too sure. It's not really got the fastest engine, so I wouldn't really expect the fastest lap time. But I believe it's a V8 engine, so it should be pretty good anyway, I hope. As you can see, so yeah, I do like the colour theme. In fact, it is one of my favourite colour themes of all time. The blue and the yellow really does go well, and that's a very nice blue, in fact. And yeah, it's obviously a Renault F1 car, designed back in 2006 that is. But yeah, in terms of the Dover rear wing, I would say it is a bit more slimmer than a modern Formula 1 car in terms of this, and maybe a bit more wide, I'm not too sure. in terms of the front wing, less going on, less detail, you can say in some sense, but it still produces a lot of downforce. This whole car produces a lot of downforce actually. One of the most heavily downforce cars of its time. And it did win the World Championship, of course, back in 2006. So let's jump straight then back into this and see really what it can do. And already, I don't know whether you can actually tell the difference about the engine, but I certainly can. It sounds a lot more aggressive, and this is the thing F1 misses, that aggressive sort of noise. Yeah, you know. So down into turn one, just going to speed you through the lap. Going down, right down into fourth gear then just keeping it in fourth, then it's literally flat. Ooh, getting a bit of a tank slapper then through there. Losing, I think it was rear end, could have been front end really, not too sure. But yeah, up into turn 4 now. Then it's a heavy braking zone. Left-hander down into turn 5. And it's downhill off camber. So powering our way towards turn 6. Flat out for 7. Up the hill for 8. Flat out all this is really. You can just literally attempt it flat usually in a car like this. And yeah, so really pushing the limits then of this car. And yeah, really hurting. Right, we're on the slowest part of the circuit now into really where this is where you need a good chassis and a good engine at the same time. So this is all about chassis really, and this is why I love this circuit, because it's a bit of everything. Now I am going to go one more lap because I do feel I didn't really maximise the best out of this car as of yet, really, because I did have a bit of a moment at turn 2 and I did brake a bit early for turn 3, and that's better, so much better. Flat out still, as you can hear, just listen to that engine, listen to the way, and you know, you can just tell this car enjoys going around a corner, enjoying what it does. And yeah, this car is, you know, so good on the high downforce stuff as well as the low downforce. And I see why Alonso, and that's an invalid lap then, so we're going to go for a third lap then. If not, we'll take the 124.9, I think it was. So yeah, we'll get a third lap then here. So, but we're still going to continue on, sort of thing. So third gear through there. Wow, that's amazing. Right, last to 10, bit slower than that, but it was invalid, so I wasn't really pushing towards the end. Right, down into turn 1, up the hill, turn 2, turn 3, just flat out, heavy right-hander, very heavy. And down into turn 4. Five. Don't know whether we're up. And that's an invalid lap then there. So right, the 124.9 will stand then there. And there we go then. So right, that's the modern, that's the classic F1 cars. Now on to the the more modern F1 cars. So 124.9, not a bad lap. I think we could have obviously gone a bit faster, but yeah, there we go then. Still a reasonable lap, I guess. So 124.9, then there we go. Right, now on to the more modern F1 cars. Let's see what they can do, because obviously they are modern. They theoretically should be faster. in theory. Yeah, obviously I've already shown you what the McLaren Honda looks like. If you go back to watch my Bahrain video, we did a McLaren Honda versus the McLaren Honda of 2017, and we did it in the McLaren Honda versus, it was 1998 McLaren Honda versus the McLaren Honda of 2017. So yeah, if you go back to watch my Bahrain video of this series, you know, you will see what I mean. So here we go, down into turn one, down the long straight, and up into 8th gear. As you can see, then we've got so much more engine power down into turn one, through turn two, and it's still pretty much flat through here, but you do have to be more precise, I find, with the throttle, if that makes sense. You do have to be a bit more accurate in terms of what you're doing than here. So here we go, down into turn, I think that's 5th gear, and that's that lap over then there. So that's 1 lap down, then there. So what we're going to do, we're going to restart then this lap. So that's 1 lap down then. Remember, we got 3 attempts per car to try and get it right. Now, I'm not saying these laps are going to be the best laps you ever see. Do not ever think that. I'm pretty sure you can get better laps to watch than what I'm doing. But this will give you sort of a little bit of an insight into terms how much faster a modern F1 car is compared to a classic F1 car is. So, you know, really I'm trying to push these cars right to the limits, you can say, and that's also a second lap. So, I'm not really going to class that as a second lap. So, right, here's the 3rd attempt, really. Hopefully we won't have a similar story to last week, what we had in Baku, where we had to use 4 attempts. Just see me hit the, you know... Right, down into turn 1 for the 3rd time. 3 times lucky, they say, sometimes. Right, that is such a better line. So much more happier actually with that line. And as you can see, the delta is a little bit better actually of what I've noticed. Now, in the corner, 4th gear through here for the drive, get maximum drive out of that corner, down into 3rd. And up the hill. Now, as you can see though, so much closer. Not quite flat through there, did lift a little bit. You might have heard it. Oh, brake, come on. And really fighting the steering wheel here. So this is certainly not the best lap I've ever done on this game, but it's alright. It's not bad. I wouldn't have thought. 3 seconds down right now. So that's a 123 dead. So yeah, 123 then. So that's 1.9 seconds quicker than a Renault. So yeah, that is actually not too much really of a difference really. So I wonder what really race pace would be like between the two of the course. You know, the difference could be actually quite small, I would have liked to think. So right, so 123.0, that's the benchmark then for even the Renault F1 car to beat. Oh, what's that? That's my music. Just ignore that, sorry. So yeah, 120.3 dead really. So what will the Renault do? So already that means then it's 3.5 points to the you know, I'll update the scores actually at the end to tell you who's winning and who's leading. Right now though, I'll just give you a quick update of the scores from last week. So last week it was 2.5 points to the modern car, and only half a point has been scored by the classic or old car. Don't really expect the old car to win, I wouldn't personally myself, but I'm just saying the modern car probably is your favourite here. So there we go. There, now 123.082 to be precise, but 1 minute 23 dead, I would say. But yeah, so right, here we go. So this is your next F1 car, and it's a Renault, and as you can see, this looks so much different to the car we've just driven. I would say it has a bit of a thinner rear end in some sense, but is actually I would say it does feel like a fatter car. Like, you know, in terms of the sideboards, look how big they are. Honestly, they're not on any diet at all. In terms of what this year's car looks like, well, of course it's got the halo, it's got smaller side pods, but yeah, you'll see what really the new car looks like when F1 2018 comes out. Hopefully it'll come out soon, well, when I say soon, I want it to be good, of course. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone wants F1 2018 to be good, just like F1 2017, but what I'm trying to say, I hope it won't be too long now till F1 2018 comes out, and then, okay, can actually give you a comparison between F1 2018 cars and F1 2017 cars. Hopefully they'll have classic cars in it, I'm not too sure. But yeah, you know, I might be able to just start a new series, like maybe, I don't know, compare, I don't know, let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, obviously the new cars have the halo on it, thinner side pods, thinner body actually, really. But yeah, and apparently the 1 second a lap. Not maybe at every circuit, but most circuits are 1 second a lap quicker than what they could do last year. And that is the exciting thing, you know, to note that a modern F1 car can be so much quicker. Even the 2018 cars can be 1 second quicker a lap per year. Yeah, you know, obviously we're going to have to wait and see what they're going to be like around Spain, of course, because Spain's a different circuit, altogether different characteristics, and therefore these cars might, you know, the 2018 cars may not suit this circuit, who knows. Looks like we do have though a bit of rain for Sunday's Grand Prix, unfortunately, so hopefully that won't be the case, but could be the case, just for pre-warn you, and then here right now. So, right, we're 1.1 seconds down right now, and right now doing a pretty decent job. Let's see what we are like through here, and that's alright, not bad. And almost flat through there, not quite flat, just lifting a tad then through there, really. And getting the car nice slow down, hitting the apex absolutely beautifully. Right, bit out of shape through there, you could say. So it's going to be pretty actually close between the Renault and the McLaren. Oh, a big mistake, but what will we do? Will we still be on top then here? So no, not quite. So we're 3.3 down, and yeah, I'm going to go for another lap because I don't think that was truly representative. We had a big mistake down into the second to last corner, or third to last corner, whichever one you really want to call it, and a bit of a wobble through there. So not getting the perfect lap in at the moment in this car. So not a bad line through there. Right, doing a pretty decent job. Right, let's hopefully hold our breath and we'll be fine. Alright, that's alright, not bad line through there, but we're a little bit slower overall on the course of this lap. Big mistake once again. costing ourselves valuable time then here, and yeah, we're already 2.7 seconds off the pace. That's not good. Yeah, shape coming through the last corner. What will we do this time? It's under the, so close to that McLaren Honda's time, honestly. I don't know whether we actually beat it there. I'm not too sure. Right, down. Final attempt then here. Final actual attempt for this Renault to do a semi-decent job, or a decent job. Right. So 1.4. So 1.6. 2 seconds down already at this stage. And yeah, I think that's that lap gone, to be honest. Yeah. There we go. So, right. Was it quicker? I believe it was, but only just quicker. Let's have a look. It did a 1:23.065. So yeah, it is quicker than the McLaren Honda, but only just then, around here. A 1:23 go dead, still. So yeah, there we go then. So that's 2 points to the modern F1 car. And 0 points this week to the classic cars. But a modern F1 car is only 1.9 seconds, or these two modern F1 cars, like the Honda F1 car and the Renault Sports F1 car, is only 1.9 seconds quicker than a Renault from 2006, and around just under 10 seconds quicker than a Ferrari from 1985. So yeah, so in the space of 10 years, F1 cars have become, in the space of 10 years, 1.9 seconds quicker. So that's 2 seconds quicker a lap, or anyway for the backfield. And that means this Renault is actually the fastest Renault in Formula 1 history, and that McLaren is also the fastest McLaren maybe in Formula 1 history. I'm not too sure on that, don't quote me, but by the looks of it, that Renault, well, this Renault is the quickest Renault in F1 history, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, there we go then. Thank you for watching. I hope this was a very good insight into what the circuit looks like as well. As you can see, you saw around 6 to 8 laps today. Usually you would only get to see 6 laps, maybe most. But yeah, you've really got hopefully a good insight into what this circuit looks like. In terms of who I think will win the Grand Prix this weekend, well, you know what? I do feel like it could be a Red Bull, but I'm going to go for Kimi Räikkönen, because Kimi Räikkönen's been on fire in the last few weeks, and this circuit has been known to suit him in the past. Okay, so yeah, Kimi Räikkönen is my favourite to win the Grand Prix. In terms of who's going to get pole, well, Vettel's got 3 from 3 now. 3 poles out of 3, so he's on amazing form, so you'd be a fool not to bet against really Sebastian for pole. But yeah, you know, obviously pole's one thing as well. Winning's a different thing as well. So yeah, you know, I think, you know, it will be cool to see who will get pole. It's a long run down into the first corner. I do want to quickly note that we have seen incidences actually in that first corner as well. And really, also we have seen incidences throughout the first lap around this circuit. If we remember back rightly to 2000 and I think it was 16, yeah, 16. I remember Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton coming together at, I think it was turn 4, and Hamilton was on the outside. He got like a turn on this green stuff for grass. Okay, I'll actually sort of show you what happened. I'll drive up to the corner where the incident took place. So basically what it was, it sort of all started from here. Rosberg got a brilliant start, but then, okay, the car had to obviously charge its battery. And really what indicates a car charging its battery is, see that little dashboard? Not probably quite see it at the moment, but there's usually a little red flicker of a light, okay? And that will flick if a car's charging its battery. And Nico Rosberg was basically here on the outside. Hamilton started coming over to the inside. Rosberg saw that. Hamilton got on the grass and then went into Rosberg, and they both ended up basically here in the, you know, in the gravel. And yeah, you know, obviously it wasn't a good day for Mercedes then, should I say, on that day, but it was a good day for the young Max Verstappen and the young Red Bull driver, and for Red Bull. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I'm gonna play out this video with a bit of music for you to listen to. Thank you once again for watching. Hope you enjoyed.